Maharaj helped me experience that which I am and that which you truly are by virtue of the grace that is offered through the book I Am That. This is how it occurred to me, and in my conversations when I visited with Nisargadatta Maharaj, he made it very clear that the transmission in my case had already occurred because of the way in which I embraced the teaching that was offered to me in I Am That. And wonderfully, the very same opportunity is there for anyone else that would read I Am That. I can promise that that spirit that was there for me in I Am That is still the same spirit that is alive now, today. It does not need Nisargadatta to be present and alive in his body.
The I Amness initially is a pale reflection of what is. It is not truly what is, but it is a reflection of it filtered through our minds. And that I Amness will develop. As one meditates more and more on it, it develops. And in fact, eventually, it fades as concept. It fades away as concept because its unreality is seen. And then that I Amness becomes something utterly different. It becomes an isness. What isness?
When Maharaj spoke of the I Am, or I Amness, as it is also translated, he spoke of it as the bridge between that which is temporal and that which is eternal. That to recognize that all the forms of senses, of seeing and hearing and smelling and thinking, are changing, and to step outside that, to get bigger, one becomes, if you will, the witness to these things. And this is what he called the I Amness. Everything changes but this witnessing which can know what is so. And when you rest in that witnessing, in that I Amness, then as a bridge it becomes possible to turn that witnessing back to itself and see that there is no one who witnesses, that witnessing appears like the sun does in the morning and disappears, and beyond that is space and emptiness and what he called love and wisdom. Maharaj put it this way. He said, when I see I am nothing, that is wisdom. And when I see I am everything, that is love. And between those two, my life moves.
Maharaj often spoke of his guru and the role of the teacher in spiritual life. Every morning he reverently decorated the photos of his guru that hung in the upstairs room. He often said that the true teacher was one's own self.
The greatest guru is your inner self. Truly, he is the supreme teacher. He alone can take you to your goal, and he alone meets you at the end of the road. Confide in him, and you need no outer guru. But again, you must have the strong desire to find him, and do nothing that will create obstacles and delays. You are never without a guru, for he is timelessly present in your heart. What he wants you to do is simply learn self-awareness, self-control, and self-surrender. It may seem arduous, but it is easy if you are earnest, and quite impossible if you are not. Everything yields to earnestness. The true guru will never humiliate you, nor will he estrange you from yourself. He will constantly bring you back to the fact of your inherent perfection and encourage you to seek within.
Nisargadatta referred to the illusory sense of being, traditionally called the ego, as the I Amness. He says that to find the source of this I Amness, and fully understand it as nothing more than a conceptual idea of oneself, is the way to self-realization and wholeness. Maharaj asks the seeker to be in the state which is prior to the experience of I-amness.
The concept I am comes spontaneously and goes spontaneously. Amazingly, when it appears, it is accepted as real. All subsequent misconceptions arise from that feeling of reality in the I amness. The moment the feeling I am appears, the world also appears. Any image you have of yourself is not true. True knowledge is to abide in your own self.
The teachings of Maharaj move our awareness from the I-amness, this sense of separate identity, to a non-dualistic state of oneness with the Absolute, which is our real nature. Visitors asked for clarification concerning this state of emptiness.
I mean, free of all content. To myself, I am neither perceivable nor conceivable. There is nothing I can point out and say, this I am. You identify yourself with everything so easily. I find it impossible. The feeling, I am not this or that, nor is anything mine, is so strong in me that as soon as a thing or a thought appears, there comes at once the sense, this I am not. I find that somehow by shifting the focus of attention, I become the very thing I look at and experience the kind of consciousness it has. I become the inner witness of the thing. I call this capacity of entering other focal points of consciousness love. You may give it any name you like. Since at any point of time and space I can be both the subject and the object of experience, I express it by saying that I am both, and neither, and beyond both.
From the point of view of self-realization or enlightenment, there are no individuals. The Self, or God, exists as all manifestation. A visitor asked Maharaj how this individuality arose, and why we think of ourselves as separate individuals.
Your thoughts about individuality are really not your own thoughts. They are all collective thoughts. You think that you are the one that has the thoughts. In fact, thoughts arise in consciousness. As our spiritual knowledge grows, our identification with the individual body-mind diminishes, and our consciousness expands into universal consciousness. The life force continues to act, but its thoughts and actions are no longer limited to an individual. They become the total manifestation. It is like the action of the wind. The wind doesn't blow for any individual, but for the entire manifestation.